Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to do a video on the Pantone color of the year, and that is Very Peri. Now, if you guys have not seen, Very Peri is like it's a very interesting color. It has a lot of purple and a little bit of blue in it and a little bit of pink in it. It's very like fairy-like kind of a color, like very magical, I would say. So looking at the picture, I really got inspired to make my own custom palette, and we're going to call it the Very Peri palette, Smithy edition. I personally thought that 12 shades would be like an apt amount of shades in a palette if I am creating one. So that's what I did. I went with like a very light shade to a very deep dark shade, but keeping all those like periwinkle, purpley, blue, pinky tones in mind. Now, if my voice feels a little raspy, I'm still not out of my sickness. I had updated that in the Instagram. I'm still not out of it, but I am feeling much better, thank goodness. Not big symptoms were allocated here. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video and let's make our custom palette. Let's begin. The first shade that really reminded me of that is called Good God, and this is from JD Glow. Now, I don't know if you guys can see or not. You can see a lot of like blue in this shade and also like purple coming through. I absolutely love this shade. If you guys were like eyeing the Bridgerton palette and the special shade in that palette from Pat McGrath, I think this is a very good contender for that. And this is what I have like in my inner corner of my eye. So I'll insert all the swatches, the shades, how it looks. And I personally feel like these JD Glow shadows are like unlike other. They're so beautiful. They're so dimensional on the eyes. And you can see it like one swipe swatch situation, how beautiful it is and how shiny it is and how dimensional it is. And this completely reminds me of like that Very Peri shade. I thought that this shade definitely needs to be in the palette. One, it can act like a brightening shade for the inner corners, for the brow bone highlight. I love to wear this all over the eyes. I absolutely love this shade, and I thought that we need to start with this. Now let's move on to the first matte shade in the palette, and this is basically from my Tiny Marvels palette from Sydney Grace, and the shade that I'm talking about is called Jewel Bee. Now you guys can see like it's such a beautiful periwinkle, but it also has like a tinge of blue in it. I really thought that this can be great as like a crease shade, and that is what I have all over my crease actually. This is a matte shade that I just blew all across my eye, and then I went with some shimmers. I personally felt that this is so necessary in this palette. You guys can see like how beautiful that shade is. Oh my god. And Sydney Grace formula, I mean, all the shades that I have selected for this palette are the shades that I absolutely love, the formula that I absolutely like adore. So I am very happy with this palette. If somebody asks me to create a Very Peri palette, this is basically my version of it. Like I would not change. I might do a few little tweaks because I had like the shade in mind, but I could not like get it from the collection that I have. But oh my god, I feel like I've come very close to it. Okay, now let's move on to like a special shade of the palette, and this would be like our multichrome shade in the palette, and this is Fancy from Hummingbird palette. Now you guys can see this is the shade that brings that pinky purpley blue shade. It's such a beautiful shade. I think you can clearly see the pink, but it shifts to like a beautiful blue and a purple too. Like, let me just swatch it on my fingers so that you can see. Like, can you see that? Oh my god, that's beautiful. I really don't want the camera to catch my face, but show the beautiful like shade. Oh my god, this is stunning. Now you guys can see the pink that you see on my inner corner of the eye after that blue Good God shade from JD Glow. So that's basically this shade, which is called Fancy from Odin's Eye. Now let me just swatch it for you guys so that you can see it. Like I can totally see that blue and a purple. I don't know. See, you can see that purple now. Like look at that. Purple to a pink, and look at that blue. Oh my god, this is such a beautiful multichrome. I thought like this is so necessary for the palette. This can take the palette to like so many different direction. Like if you want like a pink eye, you can just put this all over the eyelid and it'll pop like so much. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now let's move on to the next matte shade in the palette. And I got a lot of matte shades from this palette, and this is my Blueberry Muffin palette from BH Cosmetics. And the next matte shade that we're going to talk about is this beautiful blue shade. And this is, oh my god, this is Very Peri. It has such a beautiful blue with like a purple in it. Oh my god, I love this. I love this. If you want to take it more on like a blue direction, I think this would be stunning. And the quality of the BH Cosmetics shadows, you know, it's so beautiful and so lovely. So let me swatch it for you guys. Like, look at that. Oh my god, those two shades together, it's crazy. This blue and this Good God shade, oh my god. Yeah, let me not even start over it. Like I love these shades. You know I love my purples, and I could not resist this Very Peri shade. I know I'm late to the game, but I definitely wanted to do it. So here is my version of the Very Peri palette. Now let's move on to the next shade. Oh my god, this shade is also so pretty. Now, obviously, we have to include some duochrome shades. Now, I thought this is such a beautiful, perfect shade for this palette. And this is from It's Belle Flare Collection Remix palette. And the shade that I'm talking about is this shade, which is called Amethyst. Now, you guys can see this purple and blue. And it also has like that pink shift in it. Oh my god, this is beautiful. And this is not like very sparkly kind of shade. This is such a beautiful satin shade. I really like this like all over my lid without like doing much on it. This is like one and done shade for me. Let me swatch it for you guys. Now you guys can see, like I love It's Belle's formula for like the sparkly shimmery shades, but this shade, like it's so beautiful all over the lid. As you can see, it gives like a beautiful sheen, but that blue, purple, pink all together. If I could define one shade for the Very Peri palette, I would say Amethyst shade. Like because it has all the shade that is in that picture, I thought that this is like such a perfect shade for the palette. Like it's beautiful. You can see that blue and that purple and the pink coming through. Oh my god, stunning, absolutely stunning shades. The next matte shade is also from the Blueberry Muffin palette, and the next deepening matte shade is called Cheat Day. Now this shade would take it a little more on the purpley side rather than this shade, which would take it on a little more on the blue side. And that's why I really wanted to include this, and such a beautiful formula. Oh my god, I really do. Okay, so let's watch this. Now, I don't know if you can see the difference or not, but I totally can. Like this appears to be a little more on the blue side and this is a little more on the purple side. But oh my god, fits this palette so well. I'm going to show these swatches in natural lighting and in outside like sunlight, just so that I can capture all the shifts and the dimension of these shadows. Oh my god, because you need to see it. I did a lot of work, a lot of swatching for this. I love this. I absolutely love this. Okay, now let's move on. The next shade is also another duochrome shade, but with a lot of sparkle and shine. And this is also from It's Belle Flare Collection Remixed palette. And the shade that we're going to talk about is Larimar. Now, I know that you guys, you're like, oh no, that's not a Very Peri shade. It appears to be like a green, but it's actually not. It is a beautiful purple with like a blue shift to it. Oh my god, this is stunning, absolutely stunning. And this over a black base, oh my god, I really want to do a video like showcasing my duochromes over a black base just to get the full potential, because I know black base duochromes, black base multichromes are so expensive. So if you guys want to see that video in action, definitely do let me know in the comment section below so that I can film it for you guys. But let's move on to Larimar. Oh my god, absolutely love this shade. And you can see, like, I don't know if you can see or not, but it gives so much sparkle and shine. This shade is beautiful. I would say this shade, like this can be packed or sheared out. Now this is like one swipe swatch situation right now that you're seeing. Let me just build it out, or you can layer it on top of like a glitter glue. NYX glitter glue it's like my perfect buddy for this palette, but you can definitely like build it on top of it also. But the sparkle and the shine is what like just captures the attention. Like look at that swatch. You can definitely see that duochrome, that special shade coming through with the purple and the blue. Oh my god, this is stunning. Like, oh my god, look at the after swatch situation that is going on my finger. It's absolutely such a beautiful shade. How dimensional and how spectacular these shades are. Love it. Now the next shadow that I really wanted to include is from Pretties for Your Face. I'm going to do a dedicated video swatching all my Pretties for Your Face shadows. I actually went like crazy over the website. They were having a huge sale and these were so affordable. But yeah, talking about this palette, I wanted to include this shade which is called Nitro. Now this is such a beautiful purple and a blue. Like you can see like that. This multichrome is stunning. Like it has so much more dimension. Now I would say like this is like the second perfect shade for this palette, but a little more on the deepening side. So I definitely wanted to include this. I would say these shadows are best applied over a glitter glue or like a primer. Anything with like a sticky base will give like the maximum payout, but I'm going to swatch it so that you guys can see the effect that I'm talking about. Again, a beautiful shade. Like, oh my god, can you see that? It's stunning. I hope you can see that shift coming through with that blue and a purple and the pink. Oh my god, beautiful. Now if you guys can see, like this compared to that amethyst shade from It's Belle, this is much more like deeper in tone, so it'll be beautiful for like smoky eye. Again, this all over the lid with some matte in the crease would be stunning. And that is Nitro from Pretties for Your Face. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but let me see if I can like show the shift from the mirror. I hope you can see that. Oh my god, this is stunning. Stunning. Leave me with multichromes and duochromes for a day and I'll be in heaven. Okay, next is also a very special shade. Such a beautiful duochrome, and this is also from JD Glow, and this shade is called Anomaly. Again, I would say very similar to Nitro, but the tones are very different. Nitro was like a lot more blue, and this is a lot more like deep purple with like a hint of blue in it, and that was like more of blue with a hint of purple in it. I don't know. I'll show you in the swatch how it looks, but this beauty is like one of my favorites from JD Glow. I cannot deny that one bit. These are like so smooth, even when you like swatch it just like that without any primer. I mean, it's beautiful. And look at that. Oh my god, I hope you can catch it. Like beautiful. Like the shifts are so different. This is so much more purple and Nitro was so much more blue. Beautiful. Now let's move on to some other deep dark matte shades. Oh my god, I cannot wait. Okay, so the next shade that we're going to talk about is called So Good, and this is again from the Blueberry Muffin palette, and this is the shade that we're talking about. Again, a very beautiful purple with a blue tinge in it, but like deep dark shade. Oh my god, this is stunning. Like absolutely beautiful. Again, this would be like perfect for deepening out the outer corners if you're looking for like putting one of the lighter shimmers on the eye. And oh my god, the pigmentation is like absolutely breathtaking. As you guys can see, like that is so much more like deeper than the rest of the shades. So I basically wanted like a little bit of like lightness going through here, and then on the mid-tone side, and now we're going to move on to like deepening shades, which would like give you more of like that smoky eye kind of looks. And this is perfect for that. Again, this is So Good from BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin Palette. Okay, now let's move on to like a deep dark shimmer shade. And when I thought of this palette, when I was thinking of like deep shimmer shade, this like jumped out to me. And this is from BH Cosmetics Passion in Paris palette. And this is the shade that I'm talking about. And this is called Pantheon. Now, if you guys do not have the Blueberry Muffin palette from BH Cosmetics and you really wanted this deep blue shade, this shade, which is called CN, is very, very close to that shade, which is called So Good from the palette. I just didn't want to like include the same shades again. So that's why but I really wanted to include this shade, which is called Pantheon. Pantheon, right? I do not know that language. Like, yeah. So excuse me for the French, for the German, whatever it is. But yeah, let's move on. This is, oh my God, so beautiful. Again, not with like too much of glitter particles in it, but such a beautiful smooth shimmer and with like maximum payout. Like, it's just stunning. It's beautiful on the eyes. I've done like a dedicated video like showcasing this palette. I will link it in the eye cards above if you want some inspo looks using that palette. Oh my God, I love that palette. Now we'll move on to the last shade, and this is the deepest shade in the palette, and I really wanted to include like a deep dark matte blue shade, and which would like tie in the whole palette all together. And I thought that this is perfect shade for that. And this is from the Odin's Eye Giant Wolves palette, and the shade that I'm talking about is this shade, which is called Cosmos. Even this shade would be so beautiful, but yeah, let's stay on track. Cosmos is such a beautiful blue, and I do feel like this also has like a deep purple in it, so I definitely wanted to include this. And let's swatch it out. Now you guys can see how beautiful and inky and dark it is. Oh my God, love it. Absolutely beautiful, if I say so myself. And that is my version of the Very Peri palette with the shades that were there in my collection. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you do have your version of the Very Peri palette, even if it is like a 9-pan palette or a quad, anything that like inspires you for the Very Peri palette, make some inspo looks, tag me on the photos that you are gonna create. I absolutely would love to know what is like your Very Peri shade in the collection that you have. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did like it, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!